Hello, Sanctuary Church. Thank you so much for having me yesterday. I shared a little bit about myself. My name is Thierry Mugabe. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was about a year old when the genocide happened in Rwanda and parts of Congo. And my family and I were forced to flee to live in Rwanda. So I grew up in Rwanda the first 20 years of my life until 2013 when my family came here and myself. But in high school, I met a classmate of mine. Alex was someone that really changed my life. I've never seen someone like this. Something was different about him. He was always happy. He was smiley. He loved people. People liked to be around him. He was just warm and he was genuine. And it's like it was in high school, but everything that I've always wanted to be feels like Alex was everything. And every once in a while, we'll be talking, and he will tell me about Jesus, why he died on the cross, and how he rose from the dead, and what that means. And for me, it was just like music. It didn't mean much. I was religious. I grew up Catholic. And every time he would get a chance, he would just tell me about Jesus, ask me what I believe about God and Jesus, and I would try to explain myself. But every time I would go back, without him, I always think about the things that we talked about. And so one day, I was sitting in the classroom by myself. As I said, this time I was in a refugee camp, and life was really bad, and I couldn't see a future for myself. And I was thinking about one day I'm gonna graduate high school, I'm gonna go in a refugee camp without a job, without a future, never get a chance to go to college. And just life wasn't worth living. And I told myself, this is worse than dying. And so I said to myself, dying is a better option for me. And like a good Catholic, I know when you die, you either end up in heaven or in hell. That's the reality. And like every one of us, I never pictured myself going to hell. No, I'm a good person. And I was thinking about, well, if life is not worth living and dying is a way out, I better make sure that when I die, I'm going to heaven. And I'm thinking about this idea in my head about heaven and hell and who goes where. And just the thought flashed in my mind of Alex. Man, Alex, I've never seen anybody like him. And somehow in my heart, at that moment, I knew Alex is going to heaven. If anybody is going to heaven, it's Alex and other people that live the life that he lives. And I knew I was not one of them. And that thought just scared me and frightened me. I knew at that moment, if I would die, I would not go to heaven because I don't deserve it. It looked like my whole life just flashed in front of me, all my sins, everything wrong that I've done, and just I cried out to God. I said, God, please forgive me. If I've ever done anything wrong, anything that is sin that can cause me to go to hell, please forgive everything and change my heart, make me a new person. I will do whatever you want me to do. I will be whatever you want me to be. I will go whatever you want me to go. From this time on, my life will be yours. I'll try. I will be yours. And I don't remember a word for word of what I said. And just that moment, something just like peace was in my heart, and I sensed peace. I don't know how to explain it, but if you're born again, you know that experience. I got born again, and it was so real. I went to talk to my friend Alex to tell him what just happened to me, and I told him, "Can I come to your church tomorrow?" And I went to his church tomorrow. They made an altar call. I rushed forward. This is in high school. And I I confessed to Jesus, and from that time on, Alex started discipling me. He became my friend. And this kid, this is high school, but he would wake up early in the morning before school, go spend time with God by himself, pray. And then I said, well, wake me up. I want to go with you. You know, I wanted to serve God. And that's how I grew. I grew in my relationship with Jesus. Because of Alex, he would wake me up, we would go pray, I would see how he prayed, and I would try to imitate what he does. So at North Point, that's 2 years after we came in America as refugees, as I said. And really, I couldn't picture myself doing. I really wanted to serve God, and I couldn't see myself doing something else. So that's what helped me to search about colleges, and then I ended up at North Point Bible College, which is where I am right now recording. This is the prayer chapel, and here at North Point, I really wanted to know more about God, how to share Him, how to tell other people to be born again, how they can be. And then we would have missionaries that would come and share with us about unreached people. Unreached people are people who live in parts of the world where there is no access to the gospel. They live and die without hearing about Jesus. As Romans say, how could they hear if no one tells them? How could they believe in someone they don't know? And that's true. They don't know about Jesus. They cannot believe in him. And as a result, they will die and perish. And here, so we had these missionaries talk about it over and over again until it was just bothering me to hear these people that are going to perish, not because they've chosen to or because they've rejected Jesus, just because they don't know him and nobody has ever told them. I feel like I would be a hypocrite to graduate college and just go find a job at a church or, do a church in America where there's hundreds of thousands of churches, but yet there's people like in Indonesia where I'm going, where people may never hear about Jesus. And so I started praying about it. My junior year, I was really convinced that I'm going to the Muslim nations of the world. Indonesia is the largest, and I started my application with Assemblies of God World Missions, and that's where I'm going, to be a light and to tell the gospel. Whatever context I would find myself doing, I would be in Indonesia. I would be working with a missionary by the name of David Kinney. He's been a missionary for so many years there. And for one reason, I want to tell people about Jesus who would otherwise would never have heard about him. I preach the gospel, and that's why right now I'm raising funds. I'm about 57% on my monthly budget. I already raised my cash budget. I really thank God helping me and people that he's put around me, churches here in southern New England. Thank you, Sanctuary Church, for having me, and I hope this is inspiring. And do something for the gospel. Tell your neighbors about Jesus. Help missionaries like me and others. I thank you for listening and obeying God. And may God bless you. Have a great week. Bye.